Hello, today I'm going to try to teach you some Hindi, some of the stuff I've been learning. The Hindi script is called Devanagari, and these are the vowels and the consonants. Consonants continued. And then the dependent vowel forms, different stuff. Looks a little confusing, but I'll explain it here in a second, and I'll use some sentences to show you. Some of my notes here. Some of the letters. I wrote down some of the colors. Kala, color is black here. It's kind of funny. First sentence I'm going to show you is I did not understand. In Hindi, we're going to say main samjha nahi. Basically, what I'm doing here is we got this little loop symbol here. That is just an M. Without the top portion, it's just an M sound. And then with these two little lines extending up there, it basically gives it an A sound. So it's may, you say and then A. And then you have this dot up here, and this dot basically represents an N sound most of the time. Every now and then it represents an M, but most of the time it's N. So you have main, which is basically like me, which is like me gusta in Spanish. And then you have this 4 with this diagonal point that's basically, or a diagonal line, it's basically an S sound. And then you have the same M symbol right here, the loop and the line. And it's basically some. I put an A there, but there's no ah sound, so it's some, not some. And then you have this S with the loop at the bottom, and then the line right beside it. That's basically JH. I put J, but it's basically JH, so you say samjha. And then there's a line by itself, and that's always an ah sound. So I'm going to say samjha, so main samjha. And then I'm going to say this right here, this is an N sound. It's basically the same symbol as the M, just like the N is one hump and the M is two humps. This is basically an M without the extending line on the left. So that's N, and then this little weird symbol, the line, then a curved line, and then another curved line there. That's basically an H sound. So you say N. And then you have the this line by itself. It's an ah when there's nothing on it, but if there's a line extending from it in a loop like that, it gives it an E sound. If the E extends to the left, it goes right where it is. It stays right there in the letter, in the word. And then if it goes to the right, it goes after the next consonant. And then we have another dot up there, so it's supposed to be nahi. But it's kind of a weak N. Okay, and then you have, but if a female is saying it, you're going to say main samjhi nahi. You're basically just going to take that ah sound, and you're just going to add the loop to it, just like in this word, so which is no. So that's like, I understand, no. I don't understand. And that's, this is for a woman. I, as a woman, don't understand, I guess. And then you have I understood, as in the past tense. You're basically saying main samaj gaya, past tense. And then so for that I'm going to say the same main up there. That's for me again. It's I, and then you're going to have the same S sound, same M sound, and the same JH sound. But instead of saying samja, you're saying samaj, because there's no ah sound at the end. You're just going to pronounce these as they're spelled, samaj. And then you're going to say this right here, this little loop, and this line is one symbol together. That's a g, just like a G. And then I put an A there in parentheses. That's to show me that it's kind of a sound, but it's not really there in the word. And then there's this right here. It's kind of a loop right there, and then looks like a 4 with a loop right there. And that's basically a y, sound like a Y. So and then you have the line by itself. So it's going to say gaya, gaya, means so much gaya. And it's almost the same thing as the other one with woman. You say gayi, means so much gayi, if you're a female speaking it. I will come, or I will arrive. Maina jaunga. So main again, same thing. And then this right here is basically a 3 with 2 lines. And this is a strong ah sound. If it has one line to the right of it, it's just a soft ah sound, or that's how they describe it. And then this right here is, they have a line right here, and then a line, and then a loop. It's basically a J sound by itself. You have a J sound, JH sound, and then you have a J sound, just J. And then you have one line by itself, so Ja. And then this 3 with this little line extending from it with a little loop at the end. This is U. Okay, and then there's a dot with the line under it, and that right there, it sometimes is an M, just like the other dot, but it's an N in this one. So it's Jaun. And then the same G sound there, the same loop in the line, so G, and then a line by itself. So Jaunga, Meina Jaunga. And same thing with the female speaker. If you're a female speaker, you say Jaungi instead of Jaunga. And then I was waiting for you. Main tumhara intazar kar rahate, or rahata, I'm sorry. And then basically you have the same me, and then you have this backwards H. It's basically a T sound, and then you have a C, backwards C under it, that makes a U sound. And this symbol right here is basically the M symbol without the right line there. It's called it's like a half form. It's used on some of the letters sometimes. I'm not sure why it's used in, you know, but that is how it's used sometimes. And then that's a horrible version of the H up there. So you have tumha, and then you have the a, which is one line, and then you have the r. This is basically an r without a line to the left of it. It's a good way to remember it. So tumha, and then another a. So tumhara. Okay, and then this little S, it has to have a loop on the bottom. If it's just an S by itself and there's no loop at the bottom, it's a D sound. Okay, but this time it has a loop at the bottom, so it's an E sound, like EE. And then you have the dot, so you have in, and then you have backwards H, which is T. And the weird thing about the J letter here is that it can be Z as well, because sometimes the J is said like J, kind of like in French or something. So this particular word this is one of the only ones that changes throughout words, but just like the N and the M for the dot, it's one of the only exceptions. So intezar, because you have A and then R there, so you have intezar, and then you know, and you see there's no vowel in between t and z, so you just kind of assuming that you say a vowel there, so intezar. And then the car is just basically this is a K symbol. There's several of these different types. Some of them have different sounds, but I'll show you. But that's basically just a K symbol and then an R symbol. So you have car, like car, but they say it like car, but it's just car, the way it's spelled. And then you have this right here is basically an R, and there's an H, and there's an A. So I'm gonna say raha, raha. And then this right here is a 9, and then it kind of loops like that, and then it goes. There's a line that extends to this line, and then that is one symbol right there. It's just t, just like a T. There's several T sounds, but that's one of them. And then there's a line by itself, so it's ta. And then for a girl, it's the same thing as the others. You say rahiti, rahiti, not rahata. And that's basically the only difference. And that's my first page of writings. I'll do the second page. I hope you guys learned something from this.